Hello. Alright, so story time. Sorry if this is cheesy, but I'm too lazy to write, and usually whenever I write anything, most of you know my messages never make sense. So anyways, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so let's see, let's rewind back to last year, around the end of August. I left the club and admitted myself voluntarily. Nobody even really knew that I was going to do it. I just did it last minute. I couldn't take it no more. I entered myself into a treatment center in Laguna. I was addicted to Norcos. I had my own prescription forever from an endo I did on my horse a long time ago. So anyways, I had had enough of the lifestyle I was living, and I didn't stay the full 30 days. I went through detox and all that. Got on my psych meds, which was Lexapro and Lamictal, and it helped me out tremendously. You guys all know that I am extremely close to my mom. She was my everything, my best friend, everything. So when I came out of there, we were closer than ever. We were literally with each other every single day. We were already close, but since I wasn't working at the club or anything, I was able to live like a normal life. You know, I wasn't working till all hours of the night, and then, you know, sleeping the whole rest of the next day. And so anyways, we were attached to each other's butt, with each other every single day. And then when was it? Like Halloween night, she said she wasn't feeling good, but it was nothing to like really be alarmed over, like, oh my god, mom, blah blah blah, you need to go to the hospital. It wasn't like that. And especially because my older son Ryan, he was sick like the day before, like for 24 hours. He wasn't throwing up or anything like that. He was just in the bed all day and just said he didn't feel good, and that only lasted like 24 hours. So I thought maybe she just got that. So long story short, I get a phone call like the next morning at like 5 in the morning saying my mom was in the emergency room. She wasn't like really sick or anything that we knew of. You know, like, anyway, she ended up going septic and it killed her. And that literally, oh god, obviously it's still fresh. I mean, it just happened November 2nd, and so, you know, it's hard. Every single day, not a second goes by I don't think about my mom. So anyways, let's rewind back to, I know my stories are always jumping around everywhere, but just, I'll get to the point eventually. So when my youngest son was like 2 years old, Aaron, like 3 years old, I wanted another kid really, really bad. So, like, me and my husband, I even had IUIs where they just straight take his sperm and shoot it straight to my egg and everything else. I never had any problems ovulating and everything. They couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting pregnant. So he's now 16, and all that time went by. I was never on any birth control or anything of the sort. Obviously I wasn't on anything to prevent pregnancy, like the whole entire time, like the whole 16 years I wasn't. There was times when I wasn't on anything like Norcos or anything of the sort like that. So especially during the time when I was trying to get pregnant, they just didn't know why. So they just said, you know, and I have extremely bad periods, so they said endometriosis and all that stuff, and fibroids. So anyways, I was over it. And as a matter of fact, I was telling my mom, like, recently before she died, I was like, oh my God, thank God I didn't have another kid, because I don't have the patience that I used to anymore, and I'm tired. And, you know, because my granddaughter Peyton, she just turned 3. So anyways, I literally was just telling her that. And before that, I always used to tell her, God, watch, I won't have, because I used to pray all the time when my youngest son was little, you know, every day, every night. God, please let me have another baby. Not only because I wanted another child, because I'm one of those, like, oh my God, animal kid person. But, you know, also I guess in the back of my head, I was like, you know, it'll get me out of the club, and, you know, I could just be an at-home mom like I always wanted to be, and, you know, so on and so forth. But it never happened. So I was over it, telling my mom that even right before she died. You know, it was not even a thought that ever crossed my mind. Anyways, so my mom dies November 2nd, and I actually, after my mom died, I was like, fuck it. I went to work back at the club, and, you know, was drinking, just, you know, falling right back into exactly back where I was. So she died November 2nd, like I keep saying. I was getting ready for work one night, and I just had some weird feeling, and I'm like, and I've had it a couple times throughout the years, in the almost 18 years that I worked at the club. You know what, I'll just take a test just in case, you know, so I don't go to work and drink my million shots of Ruppelmans, which is 100 proof and all that stuff. So I'm getting ready to get in the bathtub. I took the test. As I'm getting ready, and I set it on the bathtub, and as I'm getting ready to get in the bath, I happened to glance over, and lo and behold, that shit was positive. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, over and over and over again. I didn't believe it. And my younger son, Aaron, his bedroom is right next to my bathroom, and he comes flying in there, of course. I can sit there and call that kid for like an hour, screaming at the top of my lungs for a towel, and he just ignores me. But I barely say, oh my God, 100 times under my breath, and of course he comes flying in there. How convenient. And I'm sitting there with my jaw to the floor, and he comes flying in there. I'm holding the test, and he's like, what the heck? He's all, Dad. So anyways, yes, I took like 5 more tests. I was texting my cousin, like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, so I took 5 more tests, different tests, and it was positive. Then the next morning, I'm still in shock, obviously, and I'm still in shock over my mom, too. So it was like a double whammy. So the next morning, I go to the bathroom, and then I see blood, and I was like, what the hell? Did I catch, like, a miscarriage or something? You know, I just had the positive test last night, and then I am bleeding this morning when I go to wipe. And so then my friend Christina, she's texted me or whatever, and I text her, okay, this is what's going on. So she comes hauling butt over, comes to get me. We go to ER, and then they do my blood and everything, and they're like, oh yeah, you're definitely pregnant. So anyways, that was scary. And then I had another scare also a couple weeks later after the first ER visit. I had a sub-chorionic hemorrhage, and I just knew. I was standing in the Walmart line, and I just started gushing. Like, I felt this like hot gush, and I was like, uh-oh, what the hell? So then I go running out of there, and my pants are covered in blood. Covered. And I was like, oh my God. I called Christian, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm losing it right now. So I'm driving myself to the emergency room, and then there was no way there was a baby in there. It was bright red blood. My pants were drenched. It was gone in my head. And so then the doctor comes back or they send a sonographer in and they do my ultrasound, and of course they can't tell you nothing or say nothing. You have to wait for the doctor to give you the results. And so the doctor comes back, and I just knew he was going to say, you know, sorry for your loss, blah blah blah. And no, he was like, no, the baby's still in there, his heartbeat looks good and everything. So yeah, I am 3 months pregnant today, and obviously every baby is a gift from God, no matter what or who, when, why, where, and how. But it's like all that time I didn't get pregnant, and I know a lot of you have, like, that do know, like, there's only a handful of people that knew from the beginning. Will think it's because I went and I got clean and all that, but in 16 years I wasn't always fucked up, pardon my French. So especially when I was trying when Aaron was little, yeah, there was a lot of times I wasn't messed up and I never got pregnant. So I mean, it's like endometriosis, fibroids, all that. Like, so if people have any doubts about God, like, he waited on purpose. I used to be on my knees praying all the time, God, please let me have another baby, please let me get pregnant, blah blah blah. Hoped for so many freaking years. Sorry. I know I got a nasty mouth. I'm trying not to. So anyways, all those years and nothing ever happened. He waited all this time because he knew that I would need that now. Even though I'm old and tired now, I'm 37 years old. But God knows what he's doing. So if you have any doubts, I mean, listen to my story. People, like, he's amazing. He is amazing. Like, he's trying to save my life with the baby, so I keep, on the straight road, and he's filling the hole in my heart from the loss of my mom. So it's just like, it's on his time, and he knows, and he's always looking out for the greater good for you. So anyways, I did the non-invasive prenatal testing, which they take your blood. After 10 weeks, they take your blood, and they take the DNA from the baby from your blood, and they're able to test for chromosomal abnormalities, like trisomy, I think it's 18 and 21. Anyways, they check for things like that, defects and stuff, and those all came back negative. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much, Jesus. And by doing that, also they're able to tell you what you're having. Crazy. It's kind of weird having a baby these days, and they can tell what you're having this early. And I just knew it was a girl, and with no doubt, and I was wrong. I'm having another little boy. So anyways, I was trying to think of so many different ways, and like searching online of ways to tell you guys that I was pregnant. And I also wanted to wait to get to the second trimester before I told you guys, especially with the 2 scares to the emergency room that I had. So anyways, if you guys could pray for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. Pray for our family, and pray for the arrival of our healthy baby boy. And I don't know, share this video with people that may have any doubts about God and Jesus. So anyways, all right, so cat's out of the bag. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.